Welcome to the sixth chapter of the series. The month of November has not been good. It began poorly against Verona, a match that started good, but soon we stopped creating chances as they adjusted their tactics. We couldn't solve our problems, and when things seemed destined to end in a draw, Bellini made a penalty that was scored by Donati, and a game that we should have won ended in a defeat. Followed a good result against Sampdoria. They were expected to defeat us easily, they were high in the table, so that would be expected, but we came out with a draw. Not only we came out with a draw, but we also had some good chances, created several one and good quality, but Sergio Romero was too good for us, and he saved shot on target after shot on target, many of them at point blank range. This was perhaps the best performance of the month, even if not the best result. We started with a bad luck and defensive error that helped Pjanic to get the first goal, but then we held up against them for most of the match until the last 5 minutes. But we didn't just hold up, we also were getting to the area and getting a few shots and good chances. One of the shots off target was made by Pellissier, and it was in a one-on-one after running a counter-attack and getting behind the back of the defense. That could well have been the equalizer, but in the end, in the two good chances that we had, there was another by Samasa. It was not a one-on-one, but it was pretty decent. He also sent it off the target. We couldn't get the equalizer, so we ended losing by 2 and giving Roma a lot more trouble that we were expected to present to them. But a good performance was followed by the worst performance of the whole season so far, as Torino beat us 4-1 comfortably. They were expected to win the match, so I had hopes to get the win based on their poor performance up to this point. They were the last placed team, but things didn't work at all. They dominated absolutely the game. They were also playing a 4-4-2, and after the sending off of Miki and Basa, we got back some of the possession, but until that point they had 70% of the possession. It was a terrible game from our part, and only Pellissier is saved in the ratings because he was the one who scored our goal. And then a win that annoys me, in the sense that this is a win that I would have wanted for the previous match. The cup match doesn't mean anything for us except more tiredness for the players, and the league is what I want to get the results in. Also, the previous defeat means that I am in the verge of being sacked from the position. In here I fielded all the players that are having little playing time because mostly they have very low match fitness and their reserve team isn't giving them any time, so either I take the opportunity of giving them the match fitness in a cup game, or I will be forced to use them with very poor match fitness in the league. And not wanting to do that is what has caused some of them not to feature as much as I would have expected at the start of the season. Those results put us in the last position of the league, 2 from salvation. We'll see if we can get the team to climb up the table in the future or not. There's no specific thing about the performance that I want to speak about, except for the fact that the fullbacks, especially the two that were expected to be the first choice, Bellini and Dramé, along with the supposed best central defender, Dario Dainelli, are being very poor during the matches that they have had in the field, and that means that they won't be featuring much in my tactics anymore. And coming this winter, I will be looking to sell them and get some good replacement. At least Drame I know I can sell as there is interest in him. Another bit that deserves commenting is that since the Roma game, I set up the set pieces instructions instead of leaving them as default. Defending free kicks, I wanted 4 men forming the wall, then a mix of man marking and people at the back with one striker, the target man, no, the advanced playmaker staying forward. Attacking free kicks, except as well as in the attacking corners, the wingers are to stay back as they are the weakest in the air, and with them the defensive midfielder. The rest going forward with the fullbacks disrupting the ball. And distribution was mixed. Defending corners more or less like before, a couple players man marking, one centre back marking the tall player, a left back the small player, then the midfield just being back in a zonal defense, and the strikers standing forward and one at the edge of the area to start counter-attacks. Attacking corners with the wingers standing behind and the defensive midfielder to stay back if needed. The center backs and the strikers, even though one of the strikers is especially strong on the air, are said to be at the posts with the right back, who is the stronger of them, to mark at the keeper, and the rest of the players one at each possible option. Then attacking throw-ins is the same symmetrically to both sides. The players in the extreme of that side plus the central midfielder of that side to come short, the rest of the defense line to stay back, and the other central midfielder lurk outside the area, the opposite winger forward, and both strikers in the near post. This next month starts and ends in the same way, playing against the other two teams in the relegation zone, so there are 2 matches that we should be able to win. The other matches are tough. Parma and Cagliari are high up the table, and AC Milan is AC Milan. In this case, it is the first round of the cup. So with those, even if I heavily tweak the tactics, which I haven't done as much as I should, just little changes around the matches before each match. Well, no, actually not before each match, but between matches, and just minimal tweaking during the matches. And that hasn't been very quite enough to make better results. Reason for that is that always there's been some pieces that look like what I wanted to achieve with the tactic, but it's not really working because we are losing games, even though we are one of the candidates for relegation. We shouldn't be doing this bad. So soon I will be tweaking the tactics much more than up to this point, and probably, so I don't know this for sure, I will make an extra chapter about the tactic changes, which probably I should, considering what's the goal of this series. That is all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Hope you enjoy.